Stream last week. Hello. We're gonna get started soon. Mainly because I'm antsy and I won't play a game. How's everyone today? I hope everyone's good. I have apple juice. I am a happy child. Let's transition over. Let me get this music down. Yo, you died. I died. It was painful. Incredibly so. Let's transition. Hold on. You totally could not hear me, could you? I forgot. I was messing with my OBS. Yeah, I was messing with my OBS. I forgot to add stream stuff back. Whoopsies. But yeah, totally don't recommend dying. Oof, LMAO. We're starting off the stream strong with some scuff. Like, what else is new? But I am happy to announce I have literally been messing around with my OBS so much. It has been a pain in my ass because... Oh, it's whatever. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm trying to. What I was gonna do was record my my streams on OBS instead of downloading them off of my YouTube Studio, so that way things are a bit of a higher quality for shorts and clips. But this dumbass forgot to hit the record button, so that's not this stream because I've already started. And there's no point in starting halfway through. We're not halfway, but whatever. But I was messing around because I wanted to split audio, and there's a feature that happens that if you connect OBS to Twitch, it allows you to split your audio. But I don't stream on Twitch. I stream on YouTube, which very different controls and very different things. So yeah, let me just make sure everything else is in order. Okay, yeah, that's on the stream mix. That's fine. And then... All right, That's fine. That's honestly, oh my gosh. But hey, fun little perk of resetting stuff because I logged into my fun fact, go follow me on Twitch because I have a Twitch account. It's the same username as my YouTube channel. Fun fact, I got it before like I even started streaming on Twitch because I'm like, I just want to have it. It's that way that no one uses my name on Twitch. So yeah, I have a Twitch, literally the same name as my YouTube channel. You can go find it there. Because this girl, heavily considering moving to Twitch. Heavily considering it. But like, I like streaming on YouTube. I don't know. I like having my VODs just kind of saved in like the lives. But I don't know. And I've been looking at multi-streaming too. It's just, there's a lot of bits and pieces I'm looking at. There are perks to each one. But that's a later me problem. We're playing some Seduce Me today. That's what we're doing. Let's turn off the music because we're playing Seduce Me. There we go. Y'all need to let me know if audio at all messes up because I don't know. I don't know anymore. So y'all need to let me know if it's not working. Oh, I know. She hates me already. Literally, like cause like something else that's been a little bit frustrating is a lot of the shorts that are coming out right now are from like past streams. So it's like everything that's coming out is backlogged. And I have so many more streams to cut and edit. And she hates me right now. Yeah, so yeah. Honestly, she hates me right now because like everything's on backlog since I took a break and like my laptop completely died on me. So she hates me. She hates me so much right now. So instead, future me now, is the one who's struggling to cut lives. Literally was supposed to cut one before a stream today. Did I do it? No. Because this dumb bitch has been busy. Anyways, we're playing, wait, what was the final poll? What was the final poll? Hold on. I actually don't know. I haven't checked. Channel. Community tab. Who won? Okay, it's Diana. Okay. I wasn't sure if Diana had won because thank you to the one person who voted for Sam. I appreciate you more than anything. I love Sam. I appreciate you. But I hear the people call for lesbians and I shall answer that call because it's Diana. Lesbian. Let's go. Hello? Okay. Anyways, let us switch over. Please let me know if audio is working, because I, honest to God, don't know at this point. Studio mode. Okay. I'm a little tall. I could sink in. There we go. Okay. Let us get into the game. I should be able to see chat. Because fun fact about moving all my stuff in OBS is I got a bunch of the features back that I had like just kind of closed because I didn't understand. Let's go, lesbians! Let's go! But yeah, I got a lot of features back that OBS offers when I switch back and forth from Twitch to YouTube. So little fun things. I can now see chat before it pops up on the screen, so I'll be able to hopefully interact with you guys a little bit better. Here's hoping. All right, we're fast forwarding through the shit because I ain't got no time for this. Ta-da! We're skipping. It doesn't really matter. I just want to go with something that I can skip through. It doesn't matter at this point. Haha. Blah, 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 blah. Moving on, moving on, moving on. They're in your head. We're doing great, guys. We don't need to go out Like, we don't need to stay in the house and help the boys. Do we want to chill with, like, Naomi and Suzu? Because we totally could. I'm down for that. That'd be fun. Little vibe. I know what I'm gonna do. I wanna have a little window for you. Wrong thing. Window. There we go. Now I can see me. But yeah, we can. What do we want to do? I don't know wait, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? What are we playing? I don't know what we're doing anymore. Oh my god, today has been a day. But yeah, do we want to go out and hang out with people? Cause like I'm so down for that. What do we want to do? Fuck you, James. Sorry. I saw his face. I'm like, ugh. Let's go hang out with Naomi and Suzu. Why not?
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I trust these guys to be able to work everything out.
Thank you for trusting us, miss.
You're funny at me.
We'll have everything done for you by the time you return home.
You on the stream? Listen. Listen. I'm trying my best. For the past fucking weeks though, that you just reminded me, I've been singing the same goddamn thing over and over again. It was from Vine. It was the slow it down. Grab your Bible. Pray like you're trying to make your soul revival. Praise the Lord. I've been singing that for the past week. It's been great. That and fuck you, because my god, I was in pain this week. What are we doing? We're playing a game. Alright,
Alright, we'll wait here while you go get your things.
Are they quiet or is it just me? Are they quiet or is it me? It could just be me. I don't fucking know. Let's keep going. I was strangely relieved to know that everything was going to be okay while I was gone from the house. I trusted the guys enough to do everything they could for this house party, so my mind focused itself on hanging out with my friends. Eventually, I was out the door, walking towards Naomi's car with Naomi and Suzu. Suzu grabbed the entire back seat as I took the passenger side. Naomi started the car and drove off towards the city. It was a nice day. It was a nice drive. It was nice driving out with my friends. After all, oh my God, can I read? Please. After all that had happened, it was good to just go out and forget about my troubles.
Well, since we got you out of the house, we might as well go to the mall and walk around a bit. We did just eat breakfast after all.
Yeah, that was a good meal though.
Could have had more flavor in my opinion.
Oh! Suzu be dissing the boys' cooking. Wow. That bold.
Suzu, you eat chili peppers when you're bored. Everything you eat always needs more flavor.
Oh my lord, you two. Okay. I still can't get over that, Suzu.
You never eat spicy things, Anderson. You don't know how it feels.
Actually, I love spicy. In fact, I eat ghost peppers for fun.
Anyways, after the mall, what do you want to do? We could go to the Pink Lady Cafe and chill out with Kay. I'm sure she'd love the company.
Would y'all be mad at me if I skipped a bunch of this dialogue so we could just get to the interesting parts? I'll read it when we do their routes, but like, for stream's sake, can we just kind of skip ahead? Because I don't really want to sit through this. Maybe I should have just chosen one of the boys. It would have saved me some trouble. I don't know. I'm skipping. Let's go to the arcade. All right. Okay, and we're skipping. Speedrun the visual novel. Absolutely, guys. I'm a great speedrunner with visual novels. I'm if you check speedrunners, what is it? Speedrunners.com. I'm up there for Seduce Me. People are being noisy. I'm doing my best.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather.
I don't think you figured
Do
out
you have
this.
college?
It's a possibility. Depends on who. It's hard to. It's hard to.
So what do you think of the?
It's a policy that reflects my own values. It's a possibility. Moving on. Da-da-da. Moving on. Thank you. Bye. Stay put. I watched as he disappeared into the crowd towards the back of the house. I was worried, but I gave him his space. He obviously needed it.
He's not CEO material.
Oh, woe is me.
That's because you practically interrogated the young man.
Mm-hmm.
A little questioning shouldn't have bothered him. He's obviously not ready for any title in our company.
Fuck off, dude. I bit my tongue. No, I wouldn't. Fuck you. I didn't want to make a scene with my dad. One wrong word, and he'd lecture me in front of everyone. That was not something I wanted at my housewarming party. I thought outside before looking at the clock. It was getting close to midnight, meaning that the party was going to end soon. I lowered my gaze at out the window and saw a limo pull up. Huh? Whose limo is that?
Oh, that must be Lewis's car.
Lewis!
I'll go get him. Stay with your father so you can escort your guests out together.
Yes, Mom. My mother left my dad and me to slowly escort the guests out. My dad held his simple smile as he thanked each person for coming. I did the same. Andrew quickly passed the doors before I could speak. Eventually, only Susan, Naomi, my parents, and the incubi were left. My dad suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile. I stared at him, blah, 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 yada, yada, we've read this. Oh, shit, wrong thing. Leave them alone. Malik stared wide-eyed at my words, blah, blah, blah. I could feel the boys do the same from behind me, blah, 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 blah.
Just who the fuck are you?
It's your worst fucking nightmare, Malik. Shut up. That's none of your concern.
You got a big mouth, nameless bitch. You best be careful. who
Bo,
you
I'm about to
speak
throw hands. Duck. Duck. Wee. Moving on. Let's explore the house. Mainly because this has lore purposes. Moving on. Guys, isn't this a great stream? Guys, we're doing great. I decided it was a good idea to wander the house. I never really explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be new surprises. Well, come on, feet. Let's go on an adventure! I stood up and exited my room, hoping that the boys were still asleep. I began to wander the halls on my end of the house, opening each door to find what room each door led to. Quickly, I found an old office. This looks familiar. Damien, hi. No, it's Diana, lesbians. I quickly found an old office. The desk and chair sat by the far side of the large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple of pictures of me growing up, peeking from the shelf as I walked further into the room. I don't believe I've been in here before. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves and drawers and any drawers I saw in the room. In a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked, no matter how many times I pulled. Come on, open! Nothing. It would not budge. The drawer beside it, though, did, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in a drawer? Yo, I stored mine in a drawer. But then again, my laptop's now broken, so. I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair. Opening it, it was high-tech. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. A retina scanner as a pass lock. The fuck? What kind of things were he? What? I was not sure whether or not to try and to unlock it or not. Try it. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining the camera up with my eye. To my surprise, I heard a ping from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Huh? Look at that. On the desktop were documents and folders labeled with different aspects of Anderson Company: taxes, profits, bylaws, products. The list went on and on. If I really did want to become the CEO of Anderson Toys Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Dad would sure be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Vorago. I double-clicked on the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click from the drawer that was locked. What the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it. It slid open smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand. Ah, yes. Because Lord knows the drawers go the opposite direction of how you pull them open. Michaela, what? What? Michaela, what? I am so confused. Anyways, revealing two books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed. The other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. I took the journal out and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demonic magic. He really did know about magic. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawers and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meaning and effects. It was all fascinating. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind. I don't know what came over me, but I started to feel more energetic and more powerful simply by reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was around the house. The more I read, the more powerful I became. However, my mind suddenly froze and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back and closing the drawer. The lock reset and I snapped out of it. Huh? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing that what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and didn't want me to pry any more than I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually, I would come back and look into it. I returned to bed feeling the way. We've been here before. Nope, didn't be. I'm gonna go eat in my room. I decided against bothering them. I decided against bothering them. They knew where the food was, so I went to my room instead and ate alone in my room. It's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam to music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go, things to do. I needed to stay in. There was really no need to spend my days anywhere except at home. I'll just entertain myself. The question was, how? How shall we entertain ourselves? Guys, I think studying is such a good way of entertainment. Don't you agree? Don't you think it's the best way to be entertained? I think it's perfect, guys. Guys, I think it's great. I don't know. Guys, I think studying is a great thing to do. You should all if you're in school, you should study. Studying is good. I'm gonna play a video game. I looked at the TV in my room, wondering if my old console grandfather bought me and conveniently kept here worked on it. I suddenly groaned at the idea of setting it up. Too many wires. So real. I was bored though, and I craved to play some games. Stressing over schoolwork. Absolutely. Superior. I was bored though, and I craved to play some games. Maybe I should have went to the arcade. I sighed and stood up, began to dig around in the drawers and hidden areas of the room. Eventually, I found it with a smile. There you are, beautiful. I ignored my lazy mental cries and set up the console, turning it on and seeing what games was in the console. Little cause. I'd rather play Dungeon Era. Guys, oh god, the reading is hard. I switched games and started up a new game. The premise: you were the dungeon keeper, and you had to stop monsters from appearing in your dungeon, or else they destroy the world. What a concept! Ah, beautiful storytelling. I was zipping my way through levels faster than I had imagined myself doing. Doing so after years of not playing it. I watched my dungeon keeper slash through monster upon monster with ease, yelling their battle cry before and after each kill. Die, demon! I stopped. The monsters were demons. I watched as the monsters appear on the screen and took swings at my dungeon keeper. They were indeed, for lack of a better word, monstrous. Leathered skin, spikes, pointed teeth, growls that defied human sounds. The works. I couldn't help but laugh. I couldn't help laughing. Demons do not look like that. Not all of them, some of them. I stopped as I heard those words come out of my mouth. What was I saying? Did I really say that? I paused the game and rubbed my face with my hands. I cannot believe I actually said that. Out of pure instinct, I ejected the game and put in little cause. Sci-fi. I need sci-fi. I needed to get back into reality. Shooting aliens being the greatest force in space was in my mind more realistically acceptable than slaying demons. Mary, shut up. Even the romance my character had with an alien crewmate appeased me. I let my brain just empty as I played my games all the way until my stomach growled for dinner. And we skip ahead. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great, and I felt like nothing could stop me today. Come at me, Day. I'm ready for you. I looked to the time again. Time to go. I quickly, yes. Okay, glare into her soul. I glared hard at Lucette, feeling wisps of air and magic run through my skin and veins. However, I stopped at what I saw. Around Lucette was a dark purple aura that seemed all too familiar. It was like demon magic, but it seemed to be tamer. I slowly rose to my feet, collecting my belongings as I continued to stare at Lucette. Something was off. As I continued to look at her, the aura grew, forming a shadow behind Lucette, with a red eye-like shape glowing from within its darkness.
Anderson, you alright?
I couldn't respond. I was entranced by a small hum in the air. It was distant, almost like an ethereal whisper you'd hear in horror games, but it was real. It sounded vaguely of a woman humming a tune I didn't recognize.
Hey, are you okay?
Let's go. We'll be late for class. I suddenly felt the need to walk away, so I did. Naomi and Suzu scrambled to catch up and followed at my new, quickened pace.
Sheesh, Anderson. You look like you saw a ghost.
Or a demon! Ha-ha! But
Are you really okay? That fall was pretty bad.
Think she saw underneath Lisette's cake face and saw the devil itself.
Oh, Suzu, hush!
No. Something was wrong with Lucette. It was more than just her being mean. There was something or someone watching over Lucette. Leave me, I'm funny. If you get to make your mom jokes, I get to make those bad punny jokes. Mainly because I also loathe them. Or they were watching me behind Lucette. What they were doing, I didn't know, but it was definitely demonic. Yes, we're moving on. We're gonna do some different shit. Because I can. I could see Malix pull the trigger before bracing myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
I opened my eyes again to see Malix jamming his finger against the trigger, trying to shoot me to no avail.
Well, she either has the barrier spell on her, or you're losing your power.
Shut up! I'm not losing shit! This little brat must have that spell on her!
I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Sorry. I felt a wave of relief run through my body. The other devils laughed at Malix, which made him angrier.
I said, shut up!
Malix suddenly moved his gun toward the nearby devil and pulled the trigger. I stared wide. Wait, what? Wait a minute. I just processed that. What? Mary! I stared wide-eyed as the bullet from Malix's gun rammed itself into the neck of the devil boy. The wound spewed fire and blood, causing the devil to scream and flail in extreme pain before falling limp to the ground. As the body hit the floor... Oh, the bodies hit the floor! I don't want to know, Mary. It began to almost deform and melt. Blood and black ash poured out in the wound and every opening that body had, causing the smell of death to quickly fill the room. I felt like gagging as the body eventually stopped moving. The body became like a deflated balloon, showing me the true nature of Malix's gun. It was now just a pile of blood and skin. The bullet had burned up the muscles, bones, and any structure the body had to give it its form. That's a weird word. It's a weird sentence. That could have been me. That could have been me.
Anyone else wanna laugh at me?
Ha ha!
Huh?
Ha ha! Sorry. The devil around us shut their mouths, obeying the warnings of the obvious master of the space. Malix growled before glaring at me.
As I was saying, it must be some holy magic or some shit like that. Eris?
The girl who had kidnapped me stepped beside Malix, looking to me. Malix wrapped a strong arm around her waist and pulled her tight against his side before burying his face against her neck. Eris didn't react, but continued to stare at me as Malix ravaged her shoulder and neck in violent kisses. Poor Eris. Eventually, Malix pulled away, licking his lips before looking to Eris's face.
Be a dear and get rid of her barrier. Now.
Without another word, Eris walked around me out of my line of sight. As I turned my head to follow her, Malix raised his gun to my face once again, forcing me to stop moving.
I may not be able to shoot you yet, brat. But there are other ways I can beat the living shit out of you.
I'd like to see you try. Give me a minute. Actually, hold on. We're gonna
I
say...
may not be able to shoot you.
Shut up, Alex. I don't give a shit. Good enough. I'm...
Be it.
Okay. Did it? If it did, that's funny as shit. Give me a minute. This is in the walkthrough. Seduce Me. All right, we're gonna fight. No way was this happening. No way was I going to let myself be a victim of this. Gotta remember, what was in that book?
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
Oh God, no. They've left me for dead. They don't know where I am. I kept grumbling, trying to remember and shut my eyes, studying for a brief second. Wasn't enough to keep a spell in my mind, but I had to try something, anything. All of a sudden, the air grew still and silent. I opened my eyes and looked around and gasped at the sight. Everything was frozen in time, as if the clocks had stopped and everything had followed suit. What the... At first, Mary, I will time you out. At first, I instantly wanted to move, but my feet were glued to the ground. I guess I couldn't change time and escape from where I was, but I was still lost. What was I supposed to do? A soft wisp of wind made me turn to a floating light purple orb. Sure. I stared as it glowed, giving off a warm feeling. For some reason, this thing made me feel happy and content. Despite the situation I was in, my heart felt like crying, yet I didn't know why. Time them ever do. Oh, do it be evil God. I am your God, guys. This is my stream, as much as I may forget what the fuck I'm doing. It couldn't have been. Grandfather? Hey, look who it is! As I muttered, the orb slowly grew and faded into a spirit of my grandfather's form. It should be grandfather's form. Grandfather's form when I last saw him. I stared up at it, completely shocked that I was correct and that his form was standing in front of me.
I guess it was a good idea to bring the incubi here after all.
What? Is it really you? What do you mean? My grandfather smiled before patting my head gently. I couldn't feel it, but I knew he tried, so I closed my eyes in acknowledgement before looking up at him again.
Sweetie, I'm sorry for not telling you, but I didn't know if you were ready to know.
That you handle demon magic?
Yes.
Why? What is there to gain from learning and using demon magic?
It wasn't a matter of gaining anything except knowledge. Through magic, I was able to learn more about the demon world and its wonders. I even met your incubi friends.
You met the boys?
Yes. It was I who helped them come here. But it seems it was at the cost of my life.
What? Why? Why sacrifice yourself like that? None of this made sense. He died to bring the incubi into the human world. Why? Why? My mind was practically screaming in anger. I needed answers. With time being frozen, we had all the time in the world. Why would you die for something like that? Why leave us alone? Why leave me alone?
I wasn't intending to, my dear. But now that I'm gone, you have a chance to find yourself without anything hindering you.
What?
Your father had always been so hard on you. I'm to blame for that. He learnt of my studies before he married your mother and pushed me away, promising to never follow in my footsteps. As he was my son, I still loved and cared for him. I helped him in little ways, from paying bills and making sure he had food to come home with by adding money to his accounts. You don't know how hard your father worked to get to where he is now.
I stared, trying to take it all in. It was true that my dad worked really hard, but I didn't realize how rough he had it.
When you were born, I couldn't have been any happier. I tried to give you as many toys as I could, but many of them were tossed away by your father to protect you from me. I thought I would never be able to see you, but when I found you on the street, I was blessed enough to be given a chance. After I brought you back to your parents, I asked your mother to convince your father to let you visit me often, and he finally agreed.
That was our first meeting? That is so sad. Why does Dad hate you so... Why does Dad hate you so much? Why put that on me?
Your father father saw me as a monster. He was afraid I would hurt you. He wanted to protect you from me at all costs, even if it meant becoming a monster to you himself.
You did not know my father. You did not know what he was capable of.
He truly does love and care for you, but he doesn't want you to be as curious as I was.
Curious?
I chose to learn about magic. I grew curious about it. He thought that was wrong, so when I didn't give it up, he shut me out of his life.
What a stubborn old man.
So I did the only thing I could do. I gave everything I owned to you, including my hidden books your father never knew of.
My head began to spin. There was too much information. It was all going so fast, despite time not moving a single inch.
I'm just so happy that my curiosity stayed with you.
So my grandfather met the incubi. That seemed so surreal. I could hardly believe it. Yet, here was the spirit of my grandfather telling me. It was almost like a dream. So, you introduced them to the human world.
That's right. I told them about the wonders of our world, and they all wanted to come to experience it. So I helped them come over and gave them everything they needed. They traveled everywhere, and I helped them as they learned more about humans. Then, I suddenly stopped breathing. I don't know why, but I believe it was because my time was up. After I died, the boys tried to come back. However, Malix attacked them instantly when they crossed his path. I used the last bit of my strength to guide them to the estate so they had a place to stay to heal.
So that's why they were in the house. But they said they didn't know about the house belonging to anyone.
I never told them it belonged to anyone. I merely told them to head to the estate for shelter until they could learn to live on their own.
If the estate was meant for them, why give it to me?
I never knew your father would move you in so quickly. Even still, you managed to learn of them and learn of the demon world. You even were curious enough to study the magic.
Why not teach me when I visited?
You were too young to understand. I was hoping that you would make the choice to learn on your own when you were ready to handle it. And you did. I'm so proud of you.
What are you saying? I barely begun reading it. I don't remember anything.
I will help you remember.
Yeah, kind of. I agree with that. Then, my grandfather gently bent down and kissed my forehead. All at once, my mind began to fill with spells and history of arcane magic, the demon world, and everything my grandfather had known. I looked up at my grandfather again, now able to remember everything and more as he smiled down at me.
Never forget. Make your own choices and do what you need to do. Don't let someone determine your life for you. If you decide to never look at magic again, I'll understand. But now at least you know it's there.
Sorry, I need to crack my knuckles. It's addictive! My grandfather then patted my head before turning and walking away. I tried to follow after, still unsure and lost as ever, but my feet remained stuck to the floor. Mary! Please wait! He didn't turn back, and he didn't stop walking. Soon, he vanished past the wall, leaving me alone once again. I gritted my teeth, trying not to cry. My mind was filled with both the power to defend myself and a large amount of confusion I could never hope to shake off. I could feel the air around me start to move again, so I tightened my hands into fists, trying to push away my concerns. I had to remember. I was Malix's captive. I had to escape. After I escaped, I could figure out my life. Soon, the world around me returned to normal. With Malix mocking me, I closed my eyes and began to mutter a spell from my memories. Oh, give me a minute. Spiritus limin da fortintun dinem tuma.
What the? Latin? What are you?
I haven't studied Latin in a minute. Give me a break. Descredo. All of a sudden, a wave of light burst from my body, washing over the room and pushing the devils away from me to the ground. As the light quickly faded, I shook my head, feeling a small weakness in my leg. Malix quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised but irritated beyond belief.
Where did you learn that? I will rip that tongue right out your mouth.
Spiritus tenebirum pericridum prohibire.
Come here!
Latin is hard, guys. Malix charged at me, dropping the gun that would never hurt me to the floor and reaching my face. However, I quickly crouched down and covered my head with my arms while a dark magic circle appeared under my feet. Above me, a dark shield appeared, blocking Malix from touching me.
How? You're just a human!
I'm a witch, bitch. A human who knows how to fight back. I pushed against the shield, forcing Malix back before standing. I wasn't some damsel in distress. I could fight for myself. I shook out the sudden appearance of numbness in my hands as I glared at Malix, challenging him once again to come at me.
Malix!
No! Stay out of it! I'll kill this bitch with my own two hands, one way or another!
As commanded, Eris stood away from us, along with the other devils. The group watching us was lost in intrigue as I stood up against their leader.
Oh, you must think you're some tough shit since you know some demon magic, huh? Well, guess what, princess? Demon magic consumes energy. I could play this all day, and when you finally lose all your energy, your ass is grass.
I glared, knowing that what he said was true. I couldn't hold out forever, but I definitely had the energy to last a while until someone found me or until I could overpower Malix somehow. Malix charged at me once again, causing me to run backwards to keep some sort of distance. I could feel energy wanting to shoot out from my hands, so I pointed my palms at Malix. Light purple spikes suddenly began to shoot from my hands, forcing Malix to skid back. I had terrible aim, only being able to scratch the edge of his body with one or two actually stabbing into his shoulder and legs. Malix growled, pulling them out and throwing them to the ground.
Quit playing around, Malix!
I lowered my hands, feeling the numbness run through my veins to consume both of my arms. I began to pant, desperate for some relief before continuing. Malix smirked at the sight. Oh, for the love of God, please, someone find me, I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate. What made everyone in that warehouse drop our fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming closer to our location. Malix smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys! Make sure you kill them all!
The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snapped, stopping them and made them turn around. Malix and I looked to see Eris with her hands in the air, post-snap.
Eris, what are you doing?
Enough, Malix! We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Malix got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
None of the boys moved. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Shut your mouth!
Malix summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappeared by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh before grabbing Malix by the neck and pulling him off of me. Malix started to choke as Eric stared coldly at him. Blah, blah, blah.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Eris looked at me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
She then turned back to Malix, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
With that, Eris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise. Yeah, probably firing line, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Fuck it. I'm going overtime today. I want to at least get to Diana.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
He's gone. Eris took him and left. They won't be coming back. It was all so surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse back home. There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. And we skip. Huh? What? No! I didn't even talk to Matthew! I'm confused. Maybe it's just... Am I...
Should we be gone in the morning?
Okay, they're just piled on top of each other. Hold on. There we go.
Finally, we can relax.
Okay. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered our deal. Blah, blah, blah. We're skipping ahead. I think that would be best. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Bye. We're skipping. I'm sorry. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I will read. Sorry. Okay.
Should we be...
Okay. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered our deal, and they were now awaiting me to decide their fates. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. I knew I couldn't. They were demons, and I was human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If the boys stayed, my life would only become more complicated. I think that would be best. James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
I could feel the upset emotions of the incubi reverberate in the room, but I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted them to.
It was a pleasure to have served you, beautiful lady.
Oh, this hurts, guys. This hurts. It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there waiting for them all to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
No, I don't want them to leave. I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss.
Oh!
Maybe we'll see each other again.
I'm gonna cry, guys. Damien, no. Maybe or maybe not.
Goodbye.
No. Guys, I'm gonna cry. I hated that. Guys, I hated that so much. That I'm actually crying. I hated that so much. I hated that. Guys, that hurt. I don't want them to leave. No. As Damien left my sight, I finally let in air that I was denying into my body inside. My life would return to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys and about the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning of this made me more open-minded. I nodded to myself before heading into my room, closing the door and mentally allowing the reality of the situation to sink in. Tomorrow, I had school. No devils to kidnap me. No incubi to wake up with. I went to bed that night accepting and not regretting anything. Or so I had hoped. There she is!
You are an interesting creature.
Hi! I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth and to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
I could only stare up at the woman above me as I felt weak, not having the strength to move or fight her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let another smirk grow on her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Honestly, you're not the only person in this chat who would, Mary. Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I sat up quickly and glared daggers at the intruder. Who the hell are you and why are you in my room? I pushed her.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana? Demon? You're a demon?
I am. But I'm much more than just an average demon.
Yes, you're a succubus. Thank you, Diana.
Well, you are pretty.
Can we move? Okay, we've seen this.
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys...
Okay, there, we'll stop it. Why are you here?
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys clearly forgot to clean. Men. So sloppy.
What do you mean by that?
I mean erasing your memories, sweetie.
This woman wasn't serious, was she? She came into my room and spouts this? This was ridiculous. I began to walk towards my door, wanting to leave the room. The boys couldn't get rid of her. I had no mind about dealing with her myself.
The boys are gone, sweetie.
I froze in place. What? They were already gone? No way. I turned to Diana, glaring hard at her as she kept a smirk on to me. You're lying.
Am I? If you want to go see for yourself, you can. But I promise you'll be wasting your time.
I stared, trying to find any hint if she was lying. She had to be. The boys wouldn't just up and leave without resting first, right? Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to make a choice. I decided to believe her for now. I'd find some hint in this conversation. What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
What makes me not deserve to know everything? I was attacked by devils. I found the boys in my house, wounded, and sheltered them. I think I deserve to remember those moments. Valid argument. Diana let out a laugh, running a hand through her hair before looking back to me.
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found 5 homeless men and let them stay in your home. There's nothing special about either of these instances.
Yes, there was!
A human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't even aware of the rules.
Because
They'll
she's
learn
dumb,
soon
Mary.
enough.
She's very dumb. Diana flipped her hair before looking to me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you one way or another.
I glared, standing my ground. You're not taking my memories. I'm not letting you take them.
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the press? Gossip to your friends that demons exist? Confess to your parents that you had demon servants and were almost killed by a devil gang?
No, she was making me mad. Now she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was this stupid? These memories were precious to me, and I wasn't going to let her win over my mind. These memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
Open-minded or gullible?
What did she mean by that? The point of being open-minded was to be open to all thoughts. How was that anything close to being gullible?
There is nothing to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret. There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of, and you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
Diana smirked.
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
I couldn't believe my ears. There were more than just demons. Other fictional creatures existed. There was a system? What? Diana sighed and snapped her fingers, lifting my body up from the ground with her magic.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
I looked down at the ground to see something that made every nerve in my body quickly quake in fear. On the ground was a large open mouth with sharp, wet teeth, leading an empty black abyss. I could feel the heat from the mouth's breath pant against my floating body. Ah! That was a terrible scream. Ah! I'm not screaming. I looked at Diana, who was looking at me with a stern and almost heartless gaze.
Make a choice, sweetie. Give up your memories or be a demon's snack. I warn you, he's quite the biter.
I was panicking. I was about to die. Again. The boys weren't here to protect me. What was I going to do? Make a deal. Then I remembered. Demons had consciences. They weren't heartless without reason. She had to be reasoned with. She seemed like a businesswoman. Wait!
What? You're wasting my time.
What about a deal, huh? Diana raised an eyebrow. I was afraid, but afraid she wasn't one to listen. What if she was ruthless what if she was as ruthless as I imagined her to be?
I'm listening.
Wait, really? Was she really willing to listen to me? She didn't drop me in the pit of death, but she didn't let me out of her spell. Now was a good time as any to try and reason. The memories are precious to me, but they're not worth me losing my life.
Of course.
I mean, if I die, people will wonder and try to find explanations to why I died or where I disappeared to.
Then just hand over your memories.
What if I traded them to you instead? You seem like a reasonable businesswoman. A trade is better than forcing me to give in, right? She was insane. This was insane. I didn't even know if she was willing to listen. She already had me hanging over a pit of death. The only thing I could hope for was her being forgiving enough to listen to my reason.
Well, speak your terms. What do you want in exchange?
I let out a relieved sigh. She was willing to listen further. Well, what can you give me in return for them?
I'm a demon. I can give you anything within reason. Money, men, women, power. Name it. Just make it worth the price.
She could really get me anything. My mind began to wander. What did I want? Her! I heard Diana stifle a laugh.
Me? Are you serious? What do you mean, me?
I looked to Diana again. She was indeed scary, but she was gorgeous, and somehow she interested me. More so than the boys. I mean, you staying with me for a little while? I want to get to know you, and these rules you're talking about.
A human wanting to know more about a demon and the rules. You're really trying to step over your place, especially if you'll be losing those memories in the end.
I'm serious. I'll give you my memories and energy if you stay just for a couple days. A day, even. It'll be worth it.
Completely willingly?
Completely willingly.
And if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain?
Then you can feed me to your pit beast. Did that really slip out of my mouth? Was I really wanting to put my life back on the line again? If it meant keeping my memories for a little longer, then yes. Diana looked at me, scanning my body with her eyes for any signs of false intent. I didn't have any, so Diana sighed and snapped her fingers again. The demon below me vanished, and I was slowly lowered to the ground. I looked at Diana in surprise. Yeah, literally. I love a woman who will actually just kill me. Listen, Spike Spiegel, like, that man was onto something, because I love a man who will literally just kill me.
You are very lucky demon magic is so finicky.
What do you mean?
Why do you think demons make deals with humans like you?
Okay, we're gonna read a little bit more because I'm so over time. But we're gonna read a little bit more because I just want to get this done. Dianocide.
It's one thing to take your memories or your energy. It's another for you to willingly give it. We get more for our effort if the one we make a deal with is willing. Think of it like sex. If I'm aroused and you're willing to open your legs for me, I'll get pleasure. I'll enjoy it. You might enjoy it. And it's done. But if you aren't willing and I force myself on you anyway, it's not so pleasurable for me. Even if I get what I want, it won't be as worth the effort.
Strangely, that made sense. It was very much like a business. If I had what they wanted, if I had what they want, they could negotiate for it, or they could take it away anyway, but not without a fight. Were they all really business-oriented? My curiosity about demons grew as I realized what deal I had made. So, you'll stay for a couple of days?
A day is enough.
Yeah, sure. Fine.
Yeah, sure. Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Diana looked at me up and down once again. I felt a little naked all of a sudden under her gaze, but I ignored it as she shrugged.
All right.
Yay! Diana kept her eyes on me, unsure of what was going on from the look on her face. And with that, we are wrapping there. I'm so sorry, but we are so over time. Like, brutally over time. Give me a minute. All right. Well then, that was fun. Certainly interesting. The boys leaving killed me, so I'm gonna go play a game of Seduce Me by myself, and I'm gonna go pour some love on the boys because, oh my god, that hurt me so much. But anyways, thank you all so much for coming out to stream. It's been an honor. It's been a wonderful time hosting you. Stream schedule is up. A new video, a highlights video is coming out this week. I think it's coming out tomorrow. Oh shit. It comes out tomorrow, along with a short. A short's coming out tomorrow, so you guys have that to look forward to. And with that, I will be heading out of here, and I will see you all Wednesday for fun stream. I will see you all Wednesday for some Collar X Malice, and then I will see you again Friday for some Fire Emblem. With that, I'm out of here. Thank you so much, little stars. Have a wonderful night. Bye!